Hi there, so welcome to Module 2, Quadratic Functions, and this is the discussion of Lesson 1, Introduction to Quadratic Functions. So basically, since we have started already with this, so we will have a deep understanding of how to identify quadratic functions given the table of values. Alright, so here we go. Okay, so we have to recall that if f of x, if there is a given f of x which is equal to x squared plus 2x plus 1, so from here we can identify that it's quadratic function, right? Because there is a highest exponent of 2 and it involves two variables. This f of x is one variable and x. So this is a quadratic function. So take note that equal differences in the independent variable x, 'di ba? If you have remembered, kapag nag-subtract tayo dun sa mga x, sinubtract natin siya, and then we're going to have an equal difference. So we will proceed with getting the differences in y. Now, to proceed, para masabi natin that it is a quadratic function, di dapat sa second order differences, meron tayong equal differences or constant yung difference nila. So, how are we going to do this? Okay, so of course, given certain examples. Okay, so again, the question is, how do we recognize a quadratic function when a table of values is given? So, if, for example, if we have this, we will just make use of the idea earlier. So, dapat, pag nag-subtract tayo sa mga x, dapat meron tayong equal differences. Alright? So, this is right to left. So, that's 3 minus 2. Yes, it's 1. Then proceed with 2 minus 1. That is still 1. And then 1 minus 0. It's 1. Okay. So now, since there is an equal difference in x, pwede tayong mag-proceed. Bakit? Meron bang pagkakataon na wala siyang equal differences in x? Yes, meron. Depende kasi sa given. So, for example, if sa x pa lang, wala na siyang equal, hindi na siya nag-equal. Pagkatapos mong mag-subtract, tapos wala kang nakuhang equal differences, huwag ka nang mag-proceed. Because ibig sabihin nun, you cannot determine whether it's quadratic function or not. Okay? So, proceed tayo dahil equal naman yung differences ng x natin. So, we will proceed with 6 minus 3, 3, 3, minus 1, 2, 1, minus 0, 1. Okay. So, kapag nag-subtract ka dito, we are going to call this first order differences. So, kapag sa first order differences, meron ka ng equal na siya, then not a quadratic function na yan. Kasi ibig sabihin nun, linear function yung given. Okay. Kasi dito, hindi naman siya equal. Meron tayong 1, 2, 3. So, proceed with the second order differences. Ganun din. You just need to subtract from right to left. So, 3 minus 2 is 1. 2 minus 1 is 1. So, here we go. Dahil meron tayong equal differences, so masasabi natin that it is a quadratic function. Okay? Ganun lang kadali. Another example. So, same. Let's start with the x. So, 4 minus 6, it's negative 2. 6 minus 8, negative 2 pa rin. 10 minus 8 minus 10, is still negative 2. Dahil meron tayong same, so proceed tayo with y. What is 18 minus 38? Sige nga. Okay, tama. It's negative 20. 38 minus 66. Magka-calculator na ba? Okay. So, it's negative 28. 66 minus 102. Kung need nyong mag-calculator, why not? Pero mas okay kung magma-manual solving lang. Okay? So, that's negative 36. Now, proceed tayo kasi hindi naman siya equal. So, pwede ka pang mag-proceed kasi wala ka pang idea whether it's quadratic function or not. So, proceed with 20. Negative 20 minus negative 28. It's 8. Negative 28 minus negative 36 is also 8. So, therefore, dahil equal yung differences natin sa second order, meron tayong quadratic function pa rin. Now, meron bang cases, ma'am, na nag-second order difference na ako tapos hindi pa rin siya equal? Yes, meron. In that case, of course, it's not quadratic function kasi hindi equal yung second order differences niya. Alright? Another example. Ganun din. Subtract mo siya. So, kahit hindi na tayo mag-subtract, magkakasunod naman siya, diba? By 1. So, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So, ibig sabihin nun, 1 yung ating differences ng x. Alright. So, dahil 1, proceed na tayo with the differences in y. 6 minus 5, 1. 5 minus 4, 1. 4 minus 3, 1. 3 minus 2, 1. Or, by simply inspecting, di ba? Magkakasunod naman yung 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, imposibleng hindi 1 yung difference niyan. Alright? So, dahil meron tayong first order differences, then this is not a quadratic function. Huwag ka nang mag-proceed. Kasi 0. Ma'am, equal naman siya sa 0. Hindi pwedeng 0. Okay? So, dahil meron siyang first order differences, dito pa lang, not a quadratic function siya. Kasi, linear po ito. First degree equation siya. Alright? So, let's continue. Meron pa tayong isa pa. So, 16, 17, 18, and 19, sabi ko sa inyo, pag magkakasunod, ibig sabihin nun, 1 yung kanyang difference. Okay? Dahil 1 yung difference, so we can proceed with the y differences. Okay? 65 minus 72, that is negative 7. 72 minus 77, that is negative 5. 77 minus 80 is negative 3. Alright? Dahil hindi siya equal, proceed with the second order differences. 7, negative 7 minus negative 5 is negative 2. Pag hindi kaya, mag-calculator na lang. Negative 5 minus negative 3 is negative 2. So, obviously, meron tayong common sa second order differences. Equal siya. So, ibig sabihin, this is a quadratic function. Okay. So, here, balikan natin yung definition ng quadratic function. Alright? These are functions that can be described by the equation of the form y equals ax squared plus bx plus c, where a, b, and c are all real numbers and a must not be equal to 0. So, more or less, this is somewhat similar to the definition of quadratic equation, only that, this time, a quadratic function involves two variables, x and y, or pwede rin a and b. Okay? Pero wag na lang gamitin yung A and B kasi nga, dapat nasa A, B, C, nandun siya sa ating coefficients. Okay? So, again, paano ba natin i-identify ang isang equation if it's quadratic function or not? Simple lang. Una is, dapat, it should be of the degree 2. So, the highest exponent na makikita mo dyan is 2. Okay? Tapos, yung pag nakita mo na 2 na yung highest exponent niya, then ibig sabihin, kailangan mo lang tingnan if it involves two variables. Pag two variables na yung nandun, say x and y is present, so it is a quadratic function. Otherwise, it's not. Okay? So, bakit ko kailangang balikan to? Alright, so now you have your assignment. So this is entitled, Where Do You Belong? Meron pa siyang part 2 on the other slide. So brace yourselves. Alright, so what you're going to do here is, we have the instruction. Put the letter of the given equation in the diagram below where you think it belongs. So meron tayong equations from A to J. What you need to do is just to identify kung sa tingin ninyo linear function siya, write the letter inside this circle. Okay? Kung sa tingin naman ninyo, it's quadratic, so lagay nyo siya sa pusong ito. Okay? Sa puso ko. Quadratic function. Sa heart. Okay? Letter only. Letter. Okay? Tapos, pag feeling nyo, hindi siya linear, hindi rin naman siya quadratic, so meron din tayong another figure na pwede nyong paglagyan ng mga letters na yan. Alright? So, ready for part 2? Ito yung part 2, QF or not. So, ito na yung diniscuss ko kanina. So, determine whether the given table, yon, is a quadratic function or not. So, what you're going to do is just to answer QF or not. But then again, you have to show your process of identifying whether it's quadratic function or not. Parang pinaka-solution nyo lang. Okay? Pakita nyo yung solution nyo. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 tables. Okay? So that will be all for this video. Bye-bye!